Hello, dear students. I am Amrendra. I am also present to tell you the female reproductive system. Today, I will discuss class 10th female reproductive system. So, my dear students, we know that in female reproductive system there are two ovaries present. These are the ovaries, two ovaries, and we know that this ovary combined with the fallopian tube. Fallopian tube is also called oviduct, and this is the funnel shaped fallopian tube connected with the ovaries. Okay, and this is the uterus portion, and this consists of a thick uterine lining. Okay, this consists of a thick uterine lining, and this is narrow portion called cervix, and this is the vaginal portion. Okay, this is the vagina. Okay, so this is the simple structure, or we can say that typical structure of female reproductive part. Okay, after this we know about the function of the ovary. What is the function of the ovary? We know that this is the ovary, okay, and this is oviduct. Ovaries. What is ovaries, my dear students? A pair of ovaries is present. A pair of ovaries is present in females, and their function is egg production. What is the function of ovary? Egg production. Egg production. Okay, facilitated by hormone estrogen. So we know that the estrogen is the female hormone. Okay, estrogen is a female hormone, and this ovary is connected with fallopian tube. This is also called oviduct. And you know that this finger-like projection is called fimbriae. Finger-like projection is called fimbriae. So this finger-like projection, this is fimbriae. Okay, and you know that fimbriae hold the ovaries. Okay, and what is the function of fallopian tube, my dear students? Fallopian tube, the tube that receives ovum. It is the tube or oviduct that receives the ovum. Okay, and after this, uterus. What is uterus? This portion is called uterus. What is the function of uterus? It is a sac-like structure where embryo develops. This egg fertilizes and develops into the embryo in the uterus portion. And this is the cervix portion. This opening is called cervix. Okay, this opening is called cervix. So this portion is your cervix. What is cervix? This opening, small opening, is called cervix. Cervix is also called the cap of vagina. And this is your vaginal portion. And what is vagina? Vagina is exposed part of female reproductive system. It is exposed part of female reproductive system which helps in the childbirth. What is fertilization? So my dear students, fertilization carry two fates. One is unfertilized egg, and one thing is fertilized egg. Okay, so first of all we read about the fertilization, and this is the ovulation. When egg fertilizes, the condition is called ovulation. Okay, so what is ovulation? We read it in details. Ovulation is the release of ovum from ovary into fallopian tube. Release of ovum from ovary into fallopian tube. If you remember, this is the diagram, and it releases ovary into the fallopian tube. This is your fallopian tube. Okay, with the ovulation, thickening of uterine wall takes place. After ovulation, what happens? This wall is thickened. This is uterine wall, and this get thick 10 times more. Okay, and ovulation occurs every month in female after attaining age of 13. We know that ovulation starts in female in the age of 12 to 13. Okay, so we know that ovaries detailed. I discussed what is fertilization. Okay, in case second case is what is copulation. What is copulation? So during intercourse, sperm of male is injected into the female's vaginal tract. During intercourse, we know that the male sperm is injected into the female's vaginal tract. In one secretion, there are million of sperms, but only one sperm is capable of fusing the ovum. Means that there are million of sperms releases after intercourse and during intercourse, and only one sperm is capable of fusing with ovum. Only one sperm is capable of fusion with ovum. All others degenerate. Remaining sperms are degenerated. What is fertilization? Fertilization, fusion of sperm and egg. Fusion of sperm and egg. Fusion of sperm and egg is called fertilization, and it takes place in fallopian tube or oviduct. Result, diploid zygote is formed. Diploid zygote means what? This portion this picture you can see, this is the diploid zygote, half portion of male and half portion of females. Okay, after that, what is implantation? If ovum fertilized with sperm, it gets implanted into the uterine wall. If you remember that it is uterine wall, then here implantation takes place. So fixing of zygote into uterine wall, this takes place after few days of fertilization. After few days of fertilization, it gets implanted in the uterine wall, as you see in picture. Okay, so we know that when it get implanted into the uterine wall, it fixes a connection between the mother to the fetus. Okay, so for transferring the nutrients. So placenta, it is called placenta. Placenta is a temporary formed tissue that provide nutrition to growing embryo or developing zygote. Only placenta function. What is the function? It provides nutrition to the growing embryo or developing zygote. As you seen in picture, this is the placenta. This is the placenta which are connected to the mother. Gestation period. What is gestation period? It is a period of developing of zygote into full grown fetus. It is a period of developing zygote into full grown fetus. Humans, it is of 9 months. You can see this is the zygote and this is the fetus, fully grown fetus. So gestation period is period of developing zygote of into full grown fetus. Second thing is, what is parturition? What is parturition? Expelling fully grown baby from the mother's body. Expelling fully grown baby, when baby are matured or fully grown, it gets expelled by the mother's body. That condition is called parturition. Okay, just now we talk about the unfertilized egg. When egg is not fertilized with the sperm, then what will happen? Then, my dear students, a condition created menstruation. We know that at the age of 12 to 13 years, puberty start, means production of ova starts, and it is happen in the fallopian tube after 28 days. Okay, during ovulation, uterine wall thickens and blood supply in it increases. Okay, so my dear students, I will tell you that if fertilization does not take place, then this uterine wall is thickened 10 times of normal. Okay, and the blood supply is too much in this part, and when sperms and ova not met, then this uterine wall ruptured and bleeding occur. This condition is called as menstruation. Okay, if you talk that the menstruation is started from 1 to 14 days. Okay, so this sometimes this ovary releases egg, and after that this releases egg, means alternate releasing of egg occurs of the both ovaries. Okay, so if we consider the menstruation start with 1 to 14 days, so after 14 days means 28 days, this is completed, and 3 to 5 days of menstruation occur, and after this ovary start to produce the egg. Okay, so means that the alternate production of ova occur, and menstruation is of 14 days after, and after menstruation the bleeding is from 3 to 5 days occurs. Okay, so this is the menstruation. So you can see from here, this is the egg and this is the ovary. Okay, after this is the condition. If ovum not fertilized, then thickened wall of uterus along with blood vessel is bled out from vagina and called menstruation. Okay, it occurs 14 days after ovulation and lasts for 3 to 5 days. It occurs 14 days after ovulation and lasts for 3 to 5 days. After menstruation, uterine wall start building up so that it can receive next ovum. So my dear students, when it gets ruptured, so after rupturing, it again prepared for the receiving the next ovum. So this is the chart. This is the fertile phase. Okay, 28 days menstrual cycle. The cycle of menstruation is repeated after 28 days. We know two terms you can see here, menarche and menopause. So beginning of menstruation is called menarche and start in between 12 to 13 years of age, and menopause is stoppage of menstruation around 50 years of age, means women are not able to produce the egg. Okay, so menarche and menopause. Menarche is beginning of menstruation and menopause is stoppage of menstruation. Population control. Next topic is your population control. What is population control? Nowadays population is a major problem. So we can control by the some methods like barrier methods, chemical methods. So barrier method is the method in which devices like condoms are used that prevent the sperm from the mating ovum. Okay, here in chemical method, oral pills are taken, vaginal pills are also taken, means pills are taken. In oral pills, hormones which obstruct ovulation, means the hormones acting and it stop the ovulation, and vaginal pills act as a spermicides that kill the sperms. So by this method we can control the population. Okay. Next thing is surgical method is also useful for the control, population control. Surgical method is used in males. You know that in males there are vas difference is cut and ligate that prevent sperm from coming out. The term is called vasectomy. Okay, so my dear student, you know that this is your vas difference. This get cutted and ligate through which sperms are not ejaculated. Okay, so surgical method is involved for human male. The term is called vasectomy, and in female it is called tubotomy, in which fallopian tube is cutted and ligate. You can see from here. So it is unable to produce production of ova, but fertilization not takes place. Meeting of sperm and ova does not take place. Okay. And the next thing is IUCD. This is also important for population control. IUCD, intrauterine contraceptive devices like copper T. This prevent implantation. So you can see that this is the method by which IUCD inserted into the vaginal tract, and it prevent the implantation and control the population. Okay. So the last topic is your sexual transmitted diseases. What is sexual transmitted diseases? Do you know? Sexual transmitted diseases like AIDS, gonorrhea, syphilis, these are sexually transmitted one person to another person. And this is the AIDS caused by HIV virus, a fatal disease in which immune system of a person weakens and hence he becomes more prone to infections. Okay, AIDS is a fatal disease and infected by the virus human immunodeficiency virus, in which the immune system is weakened, and due to this the person is more prone to infection. Okay, so thank you very much.